He was just a vendor, but the thugs constantly confront him. They were arrogant and ignorant, not realizing on that day, they uncovered a beast who would destroy them in a painful way. Welcome back to Paramount Recapped. I don't have many subscribers, but your single comment is a ray of hope to motivate me. So we kick off with this guy, Sean MacArthur, getting off a subway train. He seems like a chill dude, trying to make a quick buck by selling knockoff stuff near Radio City Hall. But just as he gets a few people interested, a bunch of local thugs roll up, claiming it's their spot. Turns out, they work for some guy named Harvey, who's right there watching the whole thing. Naturally, a scuffle breaks out. Sean holds his own, and Harvey seems impressed. But even though Sean gives it his best shot, he ends up losing both his stuff and cash. Bummed out, he heads to the older guy who supplies his fake merch and tells him the spot was a disaster. As he's making his way back, he spots Harvey through a restaurant window. He walks in and demands his money back. Surprisingly, Harvey's not mad at all. He's all smiles and smooth talk. Not only does he hand over the cash, but he also says he's got a job offer, $5,000 per fight. At first, Sean's like, nah man, but let's be real, that kind of money is hard to ignore. So he ends up giving Harvey a shot. The next day, Harvey texts him and tells him to meet up. When Sean gets there, he's all business, wanting to know more about the fighting gig. Harvey, still playing it cool, gives him his own jacket and says they gotta make him look more sellable first. They go meet two guys, and Harvey hypes Sean up as a college kid with potential. One of the guys, Tom, isn't buying it and mocks him. Sean claps back with a snarky comment, but Harvey steps in to cool things off. Eventually, they agree to give Sean a chance. That night, Harvey lands Sean his first fight. It's inside a church in Brooklyn, and his opponent is a huge Russian dude. At first, Sean gets tossed around like a rag doll, but somehow finds his groove and knocks the guy out cold by smashing him into a water fountain. No one expected him to win, so the crowd goes wild. Harvey celebrates by taking him to a club and sliding them into the VIP section. While there, a guy named Martinez comes over and throws a little shade at Harvey. Sean then spots a familiar face, Zuli, the girl he once sold a fake Harry Potter book to. He tries chatting her up, even asks her out, but she says no, though not completely shutting the door. She tells him her name at least. Back at the table, Sean overhears talk about a $10,000 fight. He presses Harvey for info, but Harvey tells him to chill. As he waits, this rude dude comes over and basically kicks him off the couch. Turns out, it's Evan, someone from Sean's past who used to fight for his dad. Clearly, they've got some beef. Evan acts all high and mighty, and things get tense. Harvey tries to play peacemaker, but Evan tells him to go wash his car. Eventually, Sean and Harvey bounce. Outside, Sean hangs around waiting for Zuli to finish her shift. He catches her at the right moment and pays for her cab, saying he's just trying to take control of his life. By morning, Sean's sleeping on a park bench with all his stuff. Yeah, dude's homeless. Harvey finds him and offers him a place to crash. We also learn a bit more about Harvey. He used to hustle fake Broadway tickets and came from Chicago. That night, he sets up a big fight for Sean, this time the Bronx behind some sketchy shop. The vibe is rough, and the crowd's even worse. In the middle of the fight, Sean ends up in a nasty chokehold. One of Harvey's guys jumps in, kicks the other fighter in the head, and then all hell breaks loose. The fight spills into the shop, someone knocks over a drink, and the furious store owner pulls out a gun and starts shooting. She ends up hitting a guy in the ear. Total chaos. They all run for it, and no one gets paid. Later outside the hospital, the crew's joking around, warming up to Sean, and talking about the wild fight. And one day, Sean pulls the old school move and waits outside Zuli's workplace for hours just to ask her out again. So things start getting more personal between Sean and Zuli. He even surprises her with a little pink bunny, which is honestly kind of cute. She heads out in a hurry, and Sean ends up covering the tab, calling it their first date, at least from his side of things. Later, he's back at Harvey's spot, where Harvey tells him he's lined up another fight for next Friday. Sean's like, wait, how do you swing that after the mess in the Bronx? But Harvey, always smooth, says he's got people who owe him favors. Then he drops the catch. He wants Sean to fake the loss this time. Says if Sean lets the other guy win by pretending to get choked out, they can all cash in big. But Sean's not about that life. He wants to fight fair, even if it means less money. That leads to a bit of an argument. And when Sean brings up maybe switching to work with Martinez instead, Harvey loses it and kicks him out. Not long after, Harvey finds Sean sitting outside and cools off. He promises he won't ask him to cheat anymore, and they patch things up. Next up is Sean's third fight. This one's in a fancy Chinese restaurant, and the guy he's up against is trained in martial arts. At the start, Sean's getting wrecked like badly, but he finds an opening, wraps the guy in a chokehold, and somehow pulls off another win. After that, they hit the club to celebrate. But of course, drama follows. Evan shows up again. Yeah, that guy. He starts running his mouth, throwing shade at Sean. It almost turns into a fight right there. But Zuli steps in and pulls Sean back. She ends up taking him home. Outside her apartment, Sean notices a rent notice stuck on the door. Once they're inside, their little date keeps getting interrupted by Zuli's grandma and her kid. Still, they manage to grab a bite and nearly kiss. Later, Sean's back with Harvey, collecting his cut from the last fight. He asks if there are more fights coming up and casually brings up Zuli, saying she's having a rough time with bills and he wants to help out. As soon as he mentions her name, Harvey's face changes. Clearly, he knows her. The next day, Harvey drops by Zuli's workplace at the Marquee and confronts her. He asks why she didn't mention she was hooking up with Sean. She basically tells him to mind his business. Harvey warns her not to get too attached to Sean, saying he might just disappear and leave her heartbroken. After that, Harvey heads over to Jack to see if there's any more action he can get in on. Jack and Martinez kind of laugh at him, mocking how desperate he sounds. But they do drop some big news. There's a $100,000 fight in the works, and guess who's in it? Yup, Sean versus Evan. They plan to hype it up using their rocky past. Harvey knows Evan's not just any fighter. He's a legit pro, but agrees to it anyway. When Harvey tells Sean about the fight, he also brings up the idea of throwing it again. And once again, Sean shuts it down. He's not about to purposely lose to anyone, especially not Evan. Harvey tries to get through to him, saying there's no prize for having morals, and if he loses without throwing the fight, no one's getting paid. He gets real close, and Sean shoves him back. Harvey brings up Sean's dad, asking if he's going to hit him like he hit his own father. That sets Sean off. He tells Harvey to never bring up his dad again. That night, Sean crashes at Zuli's. In the morning, she gently brings up his family. That's when Sean opens up about why he and Evan don't get along. Turns out, Sean's dad was the coach for both of them. But instead of backing his own son, the guy always hyped up Evan, treated him like the golden boy. Eventually, all that tension boiled over, and one day, Sean snapped and went after Evan. His dad tried to break it up, but Sean didn't realize who he was hitting until it was too late. They haven't spoken since, and deep down, Sean doesn't think he ever will again. Soon after, Harvey shows up at Zuli's place. Sean walks in and sees them talking and jumps to conclusions. He's furious and assumes something's going on between them. Harvey explains that Zuli just places bets for him quietly, nothing more. But Sean feels betrayed she never mentioned it and storms off. Eventually, Sean gives in. He agrees to throw the big fight, and Zuli handles the bet, $500,000 on Evan. The day of the match, everyone's there, Zuli, Harvey, the whole crew. The fight kicks off, and just like expected, Evan has Sean locked in a chokehold. It looks like Sean's about to give up, but then something changes. He fights back, flips the script, and beats Evan down hard. Sean walks out the winner. Martinez, fuming, threatens Harvey, saying he's finished. Back at Harvey's apartment, Harvey drops a surprise bomb. He tells Sean that deep down, he wanted him to win. No matter what deal they made, he never actually wanted to see him lose. But now Jack's people are definitely coming for him. So he tells Sean to disappear. That's when Sean gives Harvey a knowing smile and tells him something wild. Zuli had flipped the bet behind everyone's back. She knew Sean wasn't going to throw the fight, so she reversed the wager, and now they've got a cool $1 million. Sean invites Harvey to come with them. He's done with the fight game. Zuli shows up with her daughter and grandmother, picks them both up, and they roll out of New York, leaving the whole mess behind. And that's a wrap. If you liked this breakdown, hit that like button. If you hated it, go ahead and smash that dislike button twice, just to be sure. Don't forget to subscribe if you want more content like this. And honestly, give the actual movie a watch. It's worth the ride.